Hi everyone, good morning. Martha Ermias here, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody is doing amazing today. Today's Wednesday. For those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Martha Ermias. I'm an entrepreneur right here in Columbus, Ohio. Very passionate about entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution, as I believe that those three things provide us with total control over our time and financial situation, as well as allow us to become better people and get fulfillment as we give back. Hi, it's Aga, Dowie Tom, how are you? Earl, good to see you here. Give me a shout out, say hello, say good morning. I'd like to say good morning to you guys. Hi, it's Agina, how are you? And also give me a like if you like the message anytime. I really do appreciate that. Hi, Aklilu, good to see you here. Good morning, everyone. So today I am going to be talking about one important thing for all of us in order for us to be successful. I like to talk about principles of success. It's something that I like to study because in order for us to succeed in life in any area that we want, best thing to do is really study the principles and follow the principles and get the results that they give us. Okay. Hi Tekla, hi Manu, it's good to see you. Mitik, Goitom, Lily, welcome. Good to see you guys here. Give me a like, give me a comment, say hello. I'd like to say hello to you guys, and thank you for joining me this morning. So what I really want to talk about today is in order for you to be successful in anything that you want, the first thing that's going to be really necessary is that you have to believe that it is possible. If you don't believe that it's possible, it's almost impossible to achieve anything. And we're going to dig deep and talk a little bit about that. And what I found a statement that was made by someone called Arthur L. Williams. He's actually a founder of A.L. Williams Insurance, and it was a big insurance that was sold to Primerica for $90 million. Very successful guy. And here's what he said. The number one problem that keeps people from winning today in the United States is lack of belief in themselves. So lack of belief really plays a big role in whether or not we achieve our goals and succeed in life or not. And another thing that Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, said is that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I actually really like that. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You know, Napoleon Hill is really known for the book Think and Grow Rich. If you guys haven't read it, I really recommend that you guys read it. It's about creating success. You know, when I first came across the book, I didn't really want to read it. I actually avoided it almost for 10 months because Think and Grow Rich, you know, just the title was a little repelling to me because how can somebody just think and grow rich? I mean, it seemed like, you know, it was avoiding hard work and everything that's necessary to become successful, but it really is not. After I've heard the book mentioned by really top entrepreneurs and successful leaders and influential leaders in our time, I said, you know, I might as well read it, and I did read it. It's an amazing book. But basically what Napoleon Hill says is whatever you can think, you can conceive in your mind, and if you can believe it, then you can achieve it. And that's very true. But the one thing though is that a lot of us, we're actually, our expectation of what's about to happen is actually already conditioned. You know, our expectation is already conditioned. All our lives we spend being conditioned based on experiences. Whatever experiences that we have, those experiences kind of form a thought pattern where we're expecting things to happen in a certain way because that's how they happened before. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Thomas, Eden, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate you. So today we're talking about In order for you to be successful in anything, you first have to believe that it's possible. And our belief that things are possible or not are always formed by our conditioning, basically the previous experiences that we have. So our mind is already conditioned to think in a specific way, which means that we actually have expectations of what's going to happen. A lot of times scientists used to think that our mind reacts to the information that comes in. However, 80% of the time, our mind is already expecting how things are supposed to happen or what's going to happen based on previous experiences. And as you guys all know, that our experiences are always filled with disappointments, things not working out, because that's part of life, right? But that's already creating expectations. And when we expect it, we actually make it happen. Whatever we expect is really what we get. So we get what we expect, and those expectations are already formed by previous experiences. There was actually an article that I read about an experiment that they did at a hospital. There were people that had issues with their knees, like they had some knee pain, and their knee function was not very good. So they did 3 things. They actually did 2 types of different surgeries in some people, and they also did a pretend surgery in other people. So basically they divided the group into 3 different ones. And in one group, they gave them some type of treatment, which was a surgery. The second group also gave them another type of treatment, which was another kind of surgery. But then the third group, they pretended they actually performed surgery on them. They actually didn't do anything. And they studied the result over a 2-year period of time. And what happened was all of them, all 3 groups, had the exact same result, which is improved knee functionality, as well as their less pain in their knee, like the pain was gone in their knees. So basically the people that actually thought that they had surgery but they didn't have surgery, they actually improved their health, their knee condition improved. And what that showed scientists is that whatever the brain expects actually happens, because they thought they had the surgery and they expected to heal. They actually healed. So our expectation really has a big impact on what we get and what we don't get, which means that we have to hold very positive expectations. Now, instead of forming expectations based on our prior experience, which is bound to happen, naturally that's what's going to happen, we have to start forming positive expectations, willfully making a choice to think positively and expect better things to happen. When you start to believe that, that's how you start to find results that are very different than what you're expecting, which may really not be what you want. It's just based on your prior experience. So basically, you really have to understand that your prior experience is really history. In order for you to make something different in your future life, your expectation needs to change. And that expectation has to be, first of all, you need a conviction. You need a strong conviction about what you're expecting and what you're wanting. Once you have that conviction, you also have to have a belief that that can happen. And you have to persistently hold that belief. And anything you want, you can achieve. So what we're talking about today is really, in order for anything in your life to happen, you first have to understand, believe, be convicted, and believe that it is possible. If you don't believe that it's possible, it's not going to happen. And the second thing is, a lot of times we think that what holds us back is what we don't know. Basically, we feel like, oh, I don't have enough information about this, so how can I do it? A lot of times we think we can't do things because we don't have enough information or we don't know. But what they have found out again is really it's not what you don't know that holds you back, it's actually what you think you know that holds you back. Basically, the stuff that we know, which is the stuff that we believe, may be wrong. You know, our assumption about how things work could be wrong. So it's the wrong belief that holds you back. It's not what you don't know that holds you back. And eliminating those wrong beliefs can actually set you free from your own self-sabotage, and you can start proceeding in the route that you're supposed to go. Like a lot of times, this is a great practice, and I really suggest that you do it and you try it at least. One of the things that you really want to practice on is question your assumptions. You want to question your assumptions. Many times people, whatever assumptions they have, whatever beliefs they have, they hold them as if they are absolute truth, as if they're like principles or facts and real truth. And they never question. I mean, we all don't question unless we really intentionally start to practice that. We don't question our beliefs, because our beliefs are what guide us. That's how we live. That's how we do our day-to-day life. That's how we take action and move forward with decision and things like that. Beliefs are very important. But if you really don't question your belief and be open to new possibilities, you may have the wrong beliefs and you're acting upon those wrong beliefs. So it's good to always have that openness to see if things work a little bit differently, or if your belief is maybe not the right belief. A lot of times those beliefs, we don't even question. We don't know how they were formed. Now, being a little bit open-minded, that's gonna really help you. And what you believed was not possible, you can start to believe that it is possible. Actually, something happened a couple of days ago. I was talking to one of my mentors from 3.5 years, and lately we haven't been in touch that much, but especially in my first year and a half, we pretty much connected every single day. And we were talking just a couple of days ago, and he said something that was very interesting. He said, you've grown so much. That's what he told me. You've grown so much. And I asked him, how did I grow so much? Tell me, which area did I grow? And one of the things he said is, you're so open-minded now. Now, this is a person who's seen me. He's a very high leader who's made tremendous success in life. And he understands these things, so I really do respect his opinion. But he's seen me from where I started, where I am right now, and one of the things he observed is how open I am to different ideas and things like that. So it's something that was a confirmation that is something that's growth, and I'm happy to experience that. But it's something that we can actually start to exercise, and something that we can embrace and become. It's something that you can become. But if you always feel like, oh, this is how things are done, this is what it is, your assumptions and everything, why are you believing that? You have to question always and try to see if that is even true. Especially one of the things that I really always exercised is if I'm not feeling positive, or my thought process is not very positive, whenever I'm thinking a little bit negative about things, I say I do not trust my mind at this time, okay? Because my mind is digging deep and collecting the wrong data for me to go by. So I question my mind. So I say my mind is not to be trusted at this time, because my mind is not producing the right thoughts at that time. So see yourself as a third person and talk to yourself as if you are another person, and like question yourself that way, instead of acting on those beliefs and just embracing whatever the mind brings. If you do that, then you're going to make decisions based on the right information as opposed to wrong information. So basically, it's not what we don't know that holds us back, it's what we think we know that is not a good, that's not a based on truth, that holds us back. So eliminating those, questioning our thoughts and beliefs and assumptions, and being open to new possibilities is what's going to help us understand that anything is possible and move forward in life. And the third thing is you got to believe in yourself, okay? This is very, very important. Self-belief is very, very important to get anything accomplished in life. And it is something that many people struggle with, a lot of us struggle with. When you think about when you were a child, let's say a toddler, just imagine a 2-year-old 2-year-old believes that they can do, a 2-year-old boy or girl believe that they could do anything. Basically, they think they can climb anywhere, they think they can touch anything, they think they can eat anything. Basically, they believe that everything is possible. However, as we grow older, a lot of we start to we start to be conditioned and start to see that not everything is possible. Okay, from words that we hear from our parents, from like teachers and things like that. Everything is conditioning us, and our belief that anything is possible starts to, for us, starts to diminish, and it gets lower and lower and lower and lower. Now, the other thing also is that, when we're brought up, not everybody, very few people maybe, not everybody is told that basically the belief or the limiting beliefs that, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Our parents, when they raise us, they were already raised by other parents who have limiting beliefs, okay? Like that, not everybody believes that anything is possible for them. Now, our parents was raised with limiting beliefs, and they also raise us with limiting beliefs. So those limiting beliefs are always being transferred to children. Now, we have limiting beliefs. We think we can do this. We think we can't do that. There's always things that we believe that we can't do. But the fact of the matter is, and this is proven, a lot of people who had so much limitation, either physically they were born with so much limitation, or financially they were born in the wrong side of town, or maybe they were not as gifted as other people. There are so many people, because of their belief that they can do something, and because they put an effort in whatever they wanted to do, they've actually done extraordinary things in life. And we all know this. Like we've heard about Helen Keller. There's so many examples. I don't have them right now, but I'm sure you guys can relate to something, some history, some story that you've heard about people who've overcome so much limitations and have done extraordinary things. The only common thing about those people is that they've already visualized where they can get, where they can go, who they can become. They don't visualize their limits. They visualize the possibilities. They only visualize the possibilities. Also, there's going to be like a lot of coaching that's necessary. Like they've already received a lot of coaching, and they practice whatever they're trying to master. They're very dedicated in practicing whatever it is that they're trying to master. It's a lot of practice behind it, and there's a lot of hard work that they put into it, and the result is extraordinary results, which this shows us that pretty much anybody can learn and practice and visualize and be coached at anything, and they can achieve it. Anything is possible for anyone. Unlike our thoughts that some people are, born for this and other people are born for this. Of course, what you want to achieve and what you want to succeed in, that's a personal choice. But it is possible. We're talking about that it's possible, that you have what it takes to make it happen. Whatever it is that you want, you have what it takes to make it happen. However, you may need some guidance or coaching. You're going to need to practice to master your art, and you're also going to need to work hard at it, and you also have to consistently visualize what's possible as opposed to what's not possible. And one of the things that most successful people, all successful people practice is they don't have the word can't, I cannot. The word cannot is not in their vocabulary. On the contrary, I'm sure you guys can identify or relate with this, or even kind of like hear other people do this. I cannot do it. I can't. The word I can't is in the vocabulary of most people. Most people will say, I can't do this, I can't do that. We think in terms of what we can't. We think in terms of our personal limitations as opposed to what's possible for us. So we have to take personal responsibility to actually take the word cannot from our vocabulary. This is an amazing practice, guys, and I do this all the time, thank God, and I pay attention when other people are saying cannot. Immediately I see it. So you gotta stop saying cannot. If you're saying cannot, you're actually putting a limitation on yourself, and your self-belief, you're killing it already. So you really don't want to do that. And I've heard someone say that the word cannot and all of its cousins. I actually wrote something here. I wish I was able to is a cousin of cannot. All of those words you have to persistently remove from your vocabulary, and you will start to see change in how you believe in yourself. Because your vocabulary also has a big effect on how much you're affecting yourself, what you believe, the way you think and everything. So at least do that today. See, catch yourself saying cannot. And how many times do you actually say that? And can you replace it with something? The best thing to do, can you just not say it and see what effect and what difference that brings to you? That's another thing that really will help you to believe that everything is possible. So basically, guys, we are very much conditioned to think that there's so many things that are not possible for us. Of course, at the beginning, we have to dig deep and find out what we want. We really have to find out what we want, because, even though everything is possible for everybody, we're not going to pursue everything, right? We have to really find out what we want. But at the same time, as soon as we know what we want, we have to accompany it with deep conviction that anything is possible. We have to continuously believe that everything is possible, and we have to believe in ourselves in order to achieve what we want in life. If we're not getting the results that we want in our lives, these are some of the things that can help us get closer to where we want to be, as opposed to giving up in life and just living life by default. I totally believe that we can all live our lives by design as opposed to by default, which means that we can live life as we plan it, as we want it, and accomplish things as we want, and get the things that we want from life, as opposed to just cruising through it, as feeling very helpless and feeling like very passively, because thinking and expecting that that's how life is. No, it's not. Successful people actually live their life by design, and these are some tips that can help you believe that everything is possible. And thank you so much for joining me today. And if you really like this, I would like to see the like button being pressed. And if you really love it, also please go ahead and share it with other friends so that they can benefit from it as well. Until I see you guys tomorrow. Oh, before I go, I want to say that some of you asked me to do this, a very interactive kind of live video. I probably will at some point, but if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to interact with you. Please go ahead and send me a private message. I usually don't get them right away because some of them go to filtered messages, but I do go through my filtered messages. So any questions that you may have that you want to interact with me, I'm more than happy to interact with you that way. So please go ahead and private message me, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Other than that, make it a great day. Have a blessed day until I see you tomorrow on another topic. Make it a great day. Okay? God bless. Bye-bye.